So, we're moving on to M, mental challenge. How to increase your brain's natural plasticity. Now, mental challenge is not being busy. We're all busy, but that is not a challenge to your brain. What do you think a mental challenge might be? Cryptic crossword puzzles, yeah. Cards, yeah. Anything like that. Sudoku. A lot of people say, I do crosswords, I do cryptic crosswords because they're harder, and I think that's fantastic. Sudoku, that's fantastic. It's not enough. It's not enough, sorry. Because just like if you have a gym membership, you don't go to the gym and just use one piece of equipment. Well, I don't think you do anyway. With the same thing with brain or mental challenge, you've got to do a variety of different things and include something new that's different. As kids, we go to school, we are bombarded with new information all the time, but then as grown-ups, it starts to slow down a little bit. We get jobs, we do the same job, sometimes year in, year out, and then we retire. And we don't always develop that capacity to keep on learning new things. And it's the novelty that stretches your mental muscle. So it's about finding something new and different to do. You don't have to be the world's best. You're not looking to become the Olympiad in it, but it's just giving something different a go. So what about that bucket list? All those things that you've always thought you'd like to give something a go, but you never quite got around to doing. It could be painting, it could be dancing, it could be joining a book club, it could be going to the movies, it could be going out and talking to your friends about world politics. It doesn't matter. But it needs to be something new and something different. And a variety of different things. And always looking for that next level of mental stretch. Who here plays a musical instrument? Used to? Okay, if you've got a rusting instrument in the wall cupboard, you could get it out and remind yourself how you played it once, and then look to improve. But better still, find yourself a new instrument and learn a new one. Join a singing class. Cross-train your brain, doing different things. So 3 things to look for: novelty, variety, and continuing stretch. Don't allow yourself to think, oh, well, I've learned how to do that now, I'm fine, because that's not stretching your mental muscle enough. You've got to keep going. And people say, okay, what about the difference between the low-tech and the high-tech brain training? And the things I've told you about so far have really been the low-tech stuff. And low-tech is fine. If you have the choice between going out to meet a friend for coffee or staying inside to do half an hour of brain training online, go and meet your friend. Unless you particularly want to do that brain training online. Brain training online is now huge. It's a vast industry that is developing extraordinarily rapidly. But there's a big difference between brain games and brain training. Brain games are entertainment. They're fun. You know, you can do them for 10, 15 minutes and they're entertaining you while you're waiting at a doctor's appointment or whatever. But brain training, got my tongue muddled up there, sorry. Brain training is looking to polish up a particular brain function, and it requires diligence, such as 45 minutes 3 times a week over a 3-month period to really polish up maybe your attention or your memory or your visual spatial skills. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, have a look, because there's lots of them online. These are just some of them, and they often offer you free trials, so you can have a little play and see whether you like it. A lot of people use them, and a lot of people who have trouble with short-term memory find that some of these programs work really well to help to start to reduce some of that brain fog. And people who have chemotherapy will often get brain fog, and they find that these working memory programs do make quite a significant difference. So it's worth having a look at. So 3 things you could try. Try something new. Volunteer. If you're not working, maybe you could volunteer to help out doing something for someone else, because that's really good mental stimulation. And always remember, keep up that stretch. Just tell your neighbour the one thing that you're going to be doing differently. The class you're going to sign up for tomorrow is going to start challenging your brain. Okay, one of the most important elements of brain fitness is the dreaded exercise. And I can see the glazed expressions coming on over your faces. Exercise is crucial for brain fitness in some shape or form. Ideally, for your brain, 20 minutes minimum a day. In a perfect world, 60 minutes every day. Enough to get your heart rate up, enough to make you feel a little bit puffed. Now, depending on circumstances, it may not be possible, but there will be something that you can do. Because this is the most damaging activity that you could undertake. Too many people have sitting disease. Did you know that more people sit for longer during the day than they spend asleep in bed? And we evolved as walking beings. That's what we've got these things for.
When they get up and don't work from
Then you can use another part of your body. Yeah. If your legs aren't working so well, it's tricky. But we can exercise other parts of our body. Sorry? Go in the pool. Find something that allows you to move more, so you're sitting less. You may not be able to go for a 20-minute run, but you can stand up and maybe do some stretches, maybe change your position, maybe stand up and go for a walk out the room and then come back, anything. Could you just please all stand up? We need to move, because when we move, we get more oxygen going to our brain, we get more nutrients flowing to our brain. You can sit down whenever you want to, that's fine, just to get you standing up. And we release more chemicals which stimulate our brain cells to maintain them, and we also grow new brain cells when we exercise. You grow about 5,000 new brain cells every single day. And if you exercise regularly, you stimulate that process and allow those cells to survive and mature and become incorporated into your neural circuitry. So exercise is crucial to mental well-being in any shape or form that you feel capable of doing. So even if you're a couch potato, there will be some things you can try. You can do. It's all about sitting less, moving more, and doing something, anything, every single day. And it could be arm movements if you can't use your legs. Yes?
Jenny, I just wanted to tell everybody that there is a new system of exercise you can do actually in bed. You suggest that you start it in bed.
Wow.
What's it called? Stretches.
With who?
That's your choice.
I also came across something called the power plate. Has anybody heard of the power plate? It's called the power plate. There's a vibrating machine, yes. A friend of mine who actually has fibromyalgia found it really useful. She said it was the only exercise she could do which didn't cause her pain. And actually made her feel better afterwards. It's a platform you stand on, and it vibrates at a certain frequency. So you're doing little exercises while you're standing on it, and at the same time your muscles are working quite hard to keep you stable, and that's what gives you the workout. So something to consider if exercise is challenging for you. Now, there's a couple of other things I just need to mention as being really important. Because sleep is essential for cognition, and sleep is a non-negotiable part of brain fitness. But too many people decide that they can give sleep away. It doesn't work like that. But if sleep is something that is difficult or elusive, then there are other things you could consider, such as power naps. But sleep is vital for encoding long-term memory, because when you sleep, your brain is replaying all the day's events very, very fast and picking out those salient points it wants to stick in long-term storage. It also helps to regulate your emotion. If you've ever been with a cranky 2-year-old who's sleep deprived, you know it's not nice. And we know, with us, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, how can you help yourself with insomnia and can't sleep?
That's the tricky bit. If you've got sleep disturbance through whatever reason, and you find sleep at night really, really difficult, then it's maybe doing something else to add in some sleep elsewhere, and that's where power naps can come in.
Same as apnea too, I have that
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, anything like that is going to compromise your ability to get a good night's sleep. Now, if you're lucky enough to work at Google, you would have access to one of these, this little sleep pod, where you can go in for 20 minutes at a time and enjoy a nice power nap. And research from NASA has shown that a 20-minute power nap boosts your cognition, your thinking skills by 40% for the next 2 to 3 hours. So if sleep is really difficult for you, especially at night time, find a nap, but it must only be 20 minutes, not longer, otherwise you fall into what we call sleep inertia and you wake up feeling all groggy and horrible, and it's not nice. So it's got to be short, you've got to set an alarm and say 20 minutes only, that makes all the difference. So 3 things to try. Add 20 minutes somehow to your sleep schedule, whether you're going to bed a bit earlier or getting up a bit later or taking a power nap. And turn off that technology. I know someone in this room has a large television in his bedroom, no names being mentioned, but technology, television screens and laptops emit a blue light, and if we're watching it too late at night, it fools our brain into thinking it's still daytime. So you might be tapping away on your laptop till 11 and then you shut it down and go to bed and wonder why you can't sleep. It's because your brain still thinks it's daytime. And the last thing, the 4th essential element for brain fitness, for survival. Food, water and shelter, and the ability to relate to other people. So, if nothing else, please make sure that you are in contact with other human beings. Pets are okay, but human beings are even better. So if you live alone, not all of them. Okay, we'll put a caveat on that. But it's so important. I mean, that's why they use isolation as a form of torture. But for our mental well-being, we do need to be in contact with other people on a regular basis. So 3 things to try. Laugh, and often. You can go to a laughter class where you spend a whole hour doing nothing except laugh because of the well-being it engenders in people. Plan your next social engagement. What have you got in your diary that's next to do that's going to involve other people? And have some fun. I want to finish up with just a very short video clip. Is that all right to play that? Just turn the lights off. So I love it. Isn't he gorgeous? I could just wrap him up and take him home. It's just beautiful. But, you know, we have this ability to relate to other people and to laugh and have fun. And it's such a joy, and it just lets everything relax, and we feel so much better.
When you're on it's hard to find something to laugh at like that.
You can play that all day long, though.
There's a silly show on TV called The Slideshow, which I've been watching. And it's absolutely
Fantastic.
fantastic. I mean, it's stupid,
but it makes you laugh, and that's brilliant. That's good. So we've had an extremely brief overview of brain fitness and what it takes to become more brain fit. And I hope you've got some ideas of what you're going to be doing differently as of tomorrow. And you may be also thinking, I'm already so busy doing all this stuff. How am I going to incorporate all of this? So just to remind you, the 7 steps: healthy nutrition, managing your attitude, keeping that stress under control, stimulating your brain with a bit of challenge, doing some exercise, getting enough sleep, and always having fun with your friends. Yes?
I'm surprised that there isn't fresh air and sunshine in that.
I include that in the fun bit. Definitely fresh
Oh,
air and
yeah.
exercise, yes. I think just being out and staying engaged with the world and getting out and doing stuff is absolutely crucial. Yes, I agree. So it's all about making every day a name day. But because it's a lot to take in a short period of time, I thought, well, what else could I do to help? So on your chairs, you've all been offered a 6-week e-course where you just sign up and every week you get an email which basically covers some of the points in more detail so that you get more ideas of what you could be doing to elevate your level of brain fitness. You can come along to a workshop. I've got some more copies if anybody needs some. Hands up. And I've also got a book on brain fitness if anybody's interested in having a look. It's available for purchase online and it's also available from the bookstore here at Dimmocks. And if you have any questions after the presentation, I'd be delighted to answer them to the best of my ability. I'd like to say thank you so much to Sue for inviting me to come on and speak to you all this afternoon. I've really enjoyed the presentation and I hope you've got lots out of it. Thank you so much.